Welcome back to Sussex Farms for episode 7 with me, MrSealyp. Back to work it is. The temperature is -3. It is time, nearly 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We're making okay money from the greenhouses. Christmas is out of the way in the UK, Boxing Day is out of the way. We are rapidly racing towards New Year's Eve and a brand new year. Now I've got work to do. Winter is that time of year when seasons is on, where there's not a lot you can do. There's not a lot of work you can do, there's not a lot of farming you can do. You can get away with some stuff provided there's no snow, and if the temperature stays warm enough, if the ground hasn't frozen, you can do a little bit here and there, maybe a bit of tillage, that kind of thing. But I've got snow absolutely honking down, and as far as the forecast goes, it's going to snow right the way through till about 9 o'clock this evening. Now what I'm going to do is try a bit of forestry. I'm going to try a bit of wood chipping first. On FS17, during the winter months, lumber and wood chips paid out really well. What I'm going to do now is have a look and see, personally, because I haven't tried it yet, whether that's still the case or whether that's been adjusted, amended. I mean, there is a price for wood chips, but I'm going to try and use the static wood chipper that I used to use. And then I might do a load of lumber. I'll get a trailer and do a load of lumber. Now this isn't the standard Pond's Scorpion King, this is the MRF edition. I don't know if it's Mr. or MR, Forced Technic. This one is the one, I don't think I did a review on this. This came out with a whole bunch of mods, I think, when Seasons came out, and I just couldn't get all of the mods reviewed. But this will do cuts all the way up to 25 metres, I think it was. Let's just check that, shall we? Yeah, cut length, and it goes up in half-metre lengths as well. Obviously I've got numbers there because of my side panel, but if I go up, yeah, this one goes, I can't remember, did I review this or not? I don't think I did, but maybe I did. All up to 25 metres. So you can do an entire tree. I'm sure I did, or did I just think it? It doesn't matter. There you go, 25 metres and then back to 0.5 again. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set that, well I set 1.5s actually. I'm going to head out to where we bought our plot of land with all the trees on it. I'm going to place the placeable, but I'm going to have to shovel out some snow first, because you can't put a placeable down when there's snow on the ground. It won't let you because it views that as an obstacle, it's in the way. So what we'll have to do is shovel a bit of snow, get that out of the way. I'm going to place the wood chipper, and then we'll have a bit of a test and see if it works. If it doesn't, so be it. Or we'll make some money, but not as much as I thought we were going to. Again, so be it. We'll just see how that pans out. And yeah, that's all we can do. And then maybe, let's say, go grab a trailer, maybe do one load of lumber. It does mean I'm going to have to. We've just gone over another hour, which means our money's gone back up again. So technically, the lease for this comes out as a kind of negative thing. It balances out basically. I think it cost me 23 grand. I just made 25 out of all the greenhouses, so yeah, not too bad at all. I'm going to move this into position. We'll get the wood chipper set up, and we'll just have a crack at this and see what happens. Yeah, I might need to lease something for, obviously I might need to lease a wheel loader with log grapple or something on the front if I do decide to do some trees as well. But those in the trailer will whiz those over to the sawmill. I'll have a go at both. I know when I did this on the Valley of the Old Farm and when I did it on Lone Oak, oh man, the hours I put into doing wood chipping and lumber through the winter months, and you could make a big old chunk of money. And then when it got into spring, you had enough money to buy all the machinery you needed and new fields and that kind of stuff, which was just an absolute godsend. You needed it. So I'm going to stop right here where we cut down our Christmas tree. Let's see what we can do, shall we? Okay, so here's how this breaks down then. And it's not good, it's not pretty. I tried this a while back when FS19 kind of, well, not first came out, but this static wood chipper on FS17 used to pay out alright. I mean, it depends on the map maker, it depends on the map, depends how they've set it all up price wise. Sub maps you could do alright, especially the login maps. I remember Smoky Mountain getting paid pretty good for trees through this thing, because the price on this was kind of a fixed thing on the static wood chipper. Now that costs 70 odd grand to place, but obviously then when you sell it you get half that back, which is no problem at all. But I remember coming on to 19 and thinking the same thing, and putting trees through this and getting next to nothing. So with seasons coming out, like I say, on FS17, winter was the time. Get trees through that. And I remember at the height of this sort of the season, you could make like 10 grand a tree or 12 grand a tree. I mean, I know it sounds ridiculous and probably over the top. Now, I just put a tree through this, I got 1,800. That's not great. That's not... You'd have to do a lot of lumber to make any kind of money. I'm going to have to do a load because I've got to pay for this now. I mean, technically though, if I bought it, and does this still work the same as it does with vehicles? If I give it back within half an hour, will I get my money back? Does that not work with static like placeables? Again, that's something to test. I haven't, you know, there are so many facets to the whole seasons thing. So many things that you think, oh, okay, well that's a kind of, that's a given now. We know this works, we know that works. There's always that one item, that one piece of machinery, something suddenly think, hang on a minute though, does this follow that rule? Does this work? You know, would it work with this? I really don't know. So what I think I'll do enough lumber through this that if I do sell this and I only get half of my money back, I've covered my losses. That's all I can do really. I really thought I'd do better out of it. It is kind of worrying. How am I going to make ends meet this winter? Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to... I mean, I used to put a load of hours into it, don't get me wrong. But the payout was huge, and it was worth putting in loads and loads of hours. At the moment, you're going to put in loads and loads of hours and actually not really make that much. I mean, I get it. That's the real world, isn't it? You know, logging is a labour-intensive job, and it's not always going to pay out mega money, but I thought it would pay out better than this. Swing that to the side. And that's an interesting comment that someone made recently, was that all the people that complain, not to me specifically, I mean I just complain generally, that forestry shouldn't be part of Farming Simulator because it's not farming, and you know. And I said now with seasons, if you're running seasons, you get to a point in the winter, unless you just skip through and decide, you know what, it doesn't matter, I'm going to skip through winter, I'm going to get out the other side, that you really don't have a lot of choice. You need to find something to do. You need to work. You need to make some money. So that was 894. The rest comes in over £1,000. Yeah, we're going to be looking at about 1718 per tree, but these aren't the very tall ones, I don't think. We might make a little bit more on some of the bigger ones. Yeah, so it works out about 17 for that one. It's not to be sniffed at, let's be honest. And if I do a bit of logging, even if it just gives me enough money to cover leasing costs, if it gives me enough money to cover worker fees, if it gives me enough money to buy some seeds and fertiliser, that kind of thing, I guess that's kind of the way to look at it really. You're not going to get rich doing it anymore, not unless you put in a lot of time, and then you're going to absolutely decimate a map of its forests. I suppose that was also the beauty of the Valley of the Old Farm, when, you know, a good third of that map was massive forest, you know. And Lone Oak as well, I suppose. Yeah, in the middle had a massive old forest, didn't it? Now this has got a forest, but like I say, with the prices being as they are, it was worth a test, and that's the thing, isn't it? Just, and then when I say it's worth a test, I also had a comment, someone saying, well, but this isn't, you know, if you're on your test map and you're doing a test, Why don't you just buy everything and buy all the land and then you've got away? This isn't my test map. This is a let's play. This is me playing. I've got seasons on. I'm playing through. I'm using whatever equipment I want, how I want to do it, kind of thing. When I say test, this is just me kind of just playing with seasons, just having a go with it. This isn't necessarily a test video, but for me personally, as I'm doing this, I'm testing to see for myself what works, what doesn't work. Because generally speaking, if you're at home and you've got seasons on, or when the new game came out, when FS19 came out, you might put 80, 100, 200, 300 hours into the game, and what you're doing for the most part when you start off is testing out what works, what doesn't, what's different, The difference is when I'm doing it on a video. While I'm doing my videos, you'll do things that you think in your head, well, this should work, or this always used to work, and then you find it doesn't anymore, or this has changed slightly, or that's changed. That's just the way it works. Right, I'm going to stick some more through this, and I'll see you in a bit when I've made a bit more money, hopefully. Right, I've decided I'm going to need to work, say, into the night. It's only 3:30, it's getting dark. We are going to carry on working as best we can. So to make life a little bit easier, I've got the spotlight. So let's open this up, or floodlights. I can't remember who the mod's by actually. If I can work that out, I'll put it on the light should come in a second. There we go. Right, I need to go up. Rotate it round like so. It's a bit better already. Well. And then we need to adjust each set like so. Is that going to work? That's a bit better, isn't it? Right, disconnect. Yeah, hopefully that'll be alright. Okay, so, got some floodlights. What I'm going to do now, and this is kind of, like I say, it's just trying a few things out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a mobile wood chipper now, because I'm wondering, because this gives you a kind of fixed price across the board, generally, is what it normally does. Because we're in winter, if we go into the seasons menu and check, look at the green bar. According to that, wood chips are at their highest point where I am right now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a mobile wood chipper, bring the trailer over, and I'll fill up a trailer. We'll take a trailer and sell it, because if we can make more money doing it that way, maybe that's the way to go. I have also looked into the into our garage, into our garage, and it does say 36 grand. So unlike other vehicles, if you take them back within a certain amount of time, you get the full amount back, like a trial period. You don't with statics, apparently. That's not what that's saying to me. So so yeah, I've got to at least make back 36 grand to cover half the cost of that. That's the plan. I'm going to go for a kind of one that I've used quite a lot, because I just find it easy to use. So we're going to go with the BA725D. I used the HEM 583Z on Geiselsberg recently, and it's okay. It's a little bit finicky to set up and that kind of thing, whereas the BA725 is a big old beastie, and you can get away with murder with it. It's got a big old belt on the front of it, and it just works really, really well. I like it as a wood chipper. It's just a brilliant bit of kit. Only 3,264 to lease. I'm not going to buy it. I don't need to. That's the difference between that and obviously the static wood chipper. Is the static ones are placeable. You have to buy it. You've got no choice. You can't lease a placeable. So I'm going to lease that. I'll whiz up, collect it, and I'll get all the bits of machinery I need together. We'll get the truck out of the workshop. We'll get the trailer over here as best we can. Set that up, and I'll get a couple of trees through that. I may need to get another. Just thinking, do I need to get another floodlight? What I might need to do is adjust it a little bit, and we'll see how we go from there. I need to just try a few different options. I don't want to just go with the static wood chipper and go, oh, it didn't really work, and then find I could have been doing it, taking it to the sawmill, making a load more money on it. So that's what we'll do. Look at that. Fantastic. Right. Back in a minute. Right, so here's the problem I have at the moment, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. We've got this running. Now this will hold 5,000 litres, or always used to hold 5,000 litres. So what I'm going to do is put a tree through it, because as soon as I open the cover on the trailer, snow goes in. If snow goes in, then wood chip won't go in. I might get away with it, you get a tiny little bit, as long as the amount going in of wood chip is more than the snow going in, it should be fine. And what I'm going to do is fill this up first, then what I'll do is I'll jump into the truck, open the cover, and the belt should automatically put wood chip in. That's the theory, I mean that's all I can do really. I was hoping the snow was going to stop, but it doesn't look like it's going to, so let's get a tree into the wood chipper itself, and then we'll go from there. I might go up the hill a little bit. I'm just thinking I've put it all round this way. Where can I get one from? It's not going to be too tricky. There we go. Let's get one from over here first. Right, so this should this should work. For some reason we seem to have gone a little bit laggy. I don't know if it's the amount of machines in one place and the snow and the lumber, maybe. And that belt shouldn't start running until that cover's open. So this all should go into the wood chipper and store. Again, like I say, this is just a theory at the moment. This is another one of those weird situations I don't think I've encountered before. I've done plenty of logging during the winter, plenty of wood chipping during the winter, but normally through a static wood chipper, so I haven't encountered this with the potential for snow going into the trailer while you're trying to put something else in, but... Right. Generally speaking as well, wood chipping, I don't know, like I say, the static wood chipper used to just be an absolute bonus, absolutely brilliant. I tend to find you seem to get more wood chips. I know it sounds really weird when you put it into a trailer. I don't know why that might be the case. Right, so cover, belt runs. Come on, override it. There we go. Wood chips have overridden. That's good. So that's overridden the snow. It's done a full 5,000 litres. Oh, I shouldn't have put the whole tree through. I would have got way more than that for the tree. Okay, but that's going to work. So, floodlights are on, trailer's in place. Let's get some more trees into that. I need to get, well, I'll get 79,000 litres in. We'll go over to the sawmill. We'll sell it and see what we get. Price at the sawmill at the moment, I think there's a great demand, I think. So it might be alright. Can I get this one through this gap? Maybe. Let's try this one. Yeah, it seems to be the closer I get to all the machinery. So I'm thinking, whether or not I should just get rid of the static wood chipper now. If I'm going to do it loose, it probably makes more sense. I suppose the only difference between the obvious difference between doing it loose and doing it static is with the loose you've got to drive over to the sawmill every time, whereas through the static wood chipper, it's in place. It just kind of does that automatic selling thing, so you don't have to worry. But I think I'll do it loose now. So we'll get someone out. We'll get someone out to take away the static one. Let's get this one through. Okay. There we go. Right. I'm assuming all these are going onto the belt. Yep. Right. So let's see what we've got in the truck now. See what we've got for that second tree. Oh, well, yeah. So we got 5,000 litres because I filled up the wood chip before I opened the cover. That was my mistake. Maybe I should have just let it all go. 14,414, so we got another 9,414 litres from that second tree. It's not going to take too many trees to fill this up then. I need to crack on. Okay, it's just gone 4 o'clock, which means we've just got another load of money from greenhouses. We were on, what, 194,000 when we started, when I got the static wood chipper. So we're gonna break even, at least, if not, of course we're gonna go over that, but that's more down to the greenhouses. So the other thing worth pointing out, I suppose, mentioning, right, 79,000 litres, let's cover that up. At the moment is that I realise, sort of labour intensively, on this map specifically, I could have done a water run, I could have done an air run, I could have done a fuel run, I could have done something that was quicker and easier and made more money. Of course I could. But the thing about it is, this is also having a look at, during the winter months, like I said, about wood chipping, static wood chipping, mobile wood chipping, and then potentially lumber, which I think I'm going to have to do in another episode because I'm just conscious of time. Which on other maps you can't do all those other things. There aren't necessarily fuel runs, water runs, air runs, things that you can do to make more money quicker. So I'm kind of looking at it as an approach of, well, you know, if these things weren't available during the winter months, what could you do instead? What, you know, you're going to need to do forestry, or like I say, or you just skip through. I mean, that's the other option, of course, is just skipping through and not worrying about it. So I just wanted to kind of see, really, how is this all going to work? You know, I could just as easily have just said, okay, I'm going to spend an hour, I'll go and do an air run, a water run, fuel run, and probably could have made 300,000, you know, that kind of thing. But that's not available on all maps. We're incredibly lucky to have that available to us, care of Jim, you know. The gift that keeps on giving. Because I was hoping I'd just do a ton of wood chipping, make a load of money, buy the farm, or pay off the farm, or however you want to look at it, buy some fields, get the machinery I needed for the new season, that kind of thing. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So never mind. I decided to go a different route. I was going to come around the back, but just thought, what, snow on the ground, it's easy. I really did risk getting bogged down a couple of times. It kind of span a little bit, and the speed dropped down to about 2 or 3 miles an hour, and I thought, I'm not going to get through, but we're okay. I've just suddenly realised sawmill should still be open, shouldn't it? What I think I'm going to do, actually, while I'm over here as well, I'm going to sell this at a sawmill. I'm going to go and buy a full load of manure and go and sell the manure. See how we do on that as well. It is still open. Fantastic. So wood chip sell point is over here, isn't it? Let's see how we do. Cover off. And let's sell it. Fingers crossed we do alright. I'm thinking more in terms of if we hadn't got the money for the greenhouses, if this comes in at more than 36 grand, we would have been absolutely fine. I don't think it will it? Oh, blimey. Yeah, I tell you what. Seasons on FS 19. Pricing's a lot harsher than it was. It was on 17. Let's cover that over so we don't get full of snow. Blimey. Okay. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, we're still on 214 grand. It's not, it's not. We didn't make any money on that, but that was quite labour intensive for what you got. That's interesting. That snow mask just there in front of. I wonder what that's for. Okay, right. Let's go to the livestock market, grab some manure, whiz off and sell that. See how we do on that. Just thinking of jobs we can do. The livestock market. During the winter months, the animals are still producing manure. They're still doing all the things they need to be doing. They would still need to be cleared out regularly, and local businesses that buy the stuff up and either sell it on or use it at the farms or do whatever they're going to do with it. So let's try that. I'm very impressed with this truck, I'll be honest with you. The Warrior Plus Plus. How well it has handled in the snow. I've been quite surprised, I'll be honest. I thought we would really struggle, and to be honest with you, both my tractors, the one that I own and the one that I leased, pulling various different things, have got fairly bogged down. This thing just keeps chugging. It's quite impressive. Whoa! God, I lost control of that then. Didn't think I was going to turn. Right, let's get over that first. Let's get the transfer on. Then we'll open the cover. Go, go, go. Fantastic. Right. Fantastic. Cover on. Let's rock and roll. Right, I need to... Where am I taking this? My mind's gone blank. Absolutely blank. How weird. Scroll across till we get to the manure. Then come back down again. The animal straw barn is paying $7.20. Whoa, hang on, what? Oh, no, the BGA. Oh, yeah, that might not be a bad idea. The slurry yard's only paying $68. But the BGA is paying $7.20. I might take it there and I'll get paid at midnight for it. That's where we're off to, BGA. Brown gold. That's an incredible price. That's if we can fight our way through the snow, of course. We're on the late shift. Not quite the night shift yet. I am the only idiot out on the roads in this weather. I've got bogged down twice. I had to back out and then try a slightly different route, but we got there. We're at the BGA, Biogas Plant. So what we'll do is we'll unload into here, and then I'm going to take everything back, and I think we're going to call it a night. I'm going to put my feet up, warm up. That's the plan anyway. And then we'll see what the weather's doing in the morning. Like I say, it's due. The forecast is, let's have a look. If we go across the forecast, snow right the way through till 9 o'clock. Tomorrow, no snow by the looks of things. Temperature's still really, really cold though. -4, -5. Yeah, so you know, maybe log in tomorrow, but hopefully if there's no snow, it'll be a little bit easier. Well, I say it's not snowing, there'll probably be snow on the ground, but we'll see. Right, well, on that note, let's get this open. We're still going to be making money from the greenhouses overnight, and obviously whatever we get for this at midnight. So tomorrow morning we should have a nice little bit of money. We'll see how we get on. I mean, that's all I can do, and that will give us some options then on leasing. Just trying to think if I'm going to do some logging tomorrow, whether or not to keep hold of the ponds, but I'm still going to get charged for the overnight fee, but that's not going to be as much as having to release, or is it? I don't know. We'll have a think. Back onto there, let's open the cover, and let's get that in there. Now, I'm not sure how much this is going to take If it's like Washoe, we might get the entire load in. We might not. It might only go to 60,000. But I think it processes fairly quickly on here as well. I don't know, 60, 70. Does that just take the lot? Wow. That's impressive stuff. Just got the cover on. Before we get any snow in there. No, I've already got snow in it. Let me put the cover on. There we go. Okay, right. Maybe that'll melt. Fingers crossed that'll melt. That's doing alright. Okay, so with that, yeah, the wood chipping, not so great. Not so great. Maybe lumber. Maybe we'll make a bit more on lumber. That's got to be worth a go, isn't it? What we'll do, we'll see in the morning, see where we stand with the ground, with the other jobs available, and we'll go from there. Yeah, that's what we can. That's what we're going to do. I think that's what we're going to do. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.